This video is sponsored by your mum.
Yeah, man, Simple Purples, Minimum Blast Beats. I am sad, little bit disappointed, because I thought I finally found a way to make some decent bank, you know what I'm saying? Isn't that what we strive to do? I thought I was gonna make my way up to the upper middle class with this here move. You know, Drake and Beyoncé have been releasing some heavily 90s house influenced music lately, so I figured, hey, let me make identical copy of the Beyoncé song. I will put it up as the instrumental karaoke version, and when the karaoke party people search for it, mine will be at the top, breaking the bank, raking in the dollars, because I will be monetizing the shit out of it. But no, turns out only the Illuminati people are allowed to steal other people's work. I don't know what's up with that. I tried uploading the video. It got flagged for both the video content, which I did actually steal the whole video, because the lyric video, because there was already my karaoke video and I don't have to do any extra work. I understand that, fine, delete that. But then it also detected the my instrumental version, which I shall maybe take as a compliment. It must mean that it is almost identical to the original, you know what I'm saying? But hey, my money making plan this time didn't work neither. I will try again with something else, but something good came out of it. I remade the Beyoncé and the Drake joints that you're about to see in this video right about around here. Maybe you can learn a thing or two. You can be as good at stealing as me, Drake, and Beyoncé are. Check them out. We're going to be starting off with the Beyoncé joint, because why? Because it has a few more elements that are truly classic to 90s house genres. It doesn't only have the M1 piano as a little sprinkle over there. It has all of the sounds, the M1 organ, 909 drums, dubbed with some other ones, you know what I'm saying? Whereas the Drake song is a little bit more of a modern take and interpretation of it, if I may say so. Of course, this one is also a dab of a modern touch, but it's just a classic recipe, you know what I'm saying? First off, it starts off with the M1. These two sounds, you're going to recognize them anywhere. It's the organ and the piano. We're starting off with the organ. This is pretty much the hook, the original riff, and this one bar loop goes on throughout the whole song. These are so extremely overused and well used. You can probably find the samples anywhere on the internet, but I'm using the Korg M1 plugin right here from the Legacy collection. Here you can actually find, if you go into either the piano or the organ library, the M1 house split has both the bass and the piano. Yo, recognize that sound from so many songs. Okay, so this part right here, all throughout the track. Our burst party management today for this song is 115, by the way, if you did not take note of that. Next thing that gets introduced in the song, like I said, the M1 organ rolls all the way throughout. There's 4 bars right there that is missing. Otherwise, it's constantly just etching itself into your head. Also in the very beginning, some percussion is being played. It's just some tambourine loop. It's very faint. If you listen carefully, you will hear in the background that there's some percussion, probably some tambourine going on, you know what I'm saying? A simple loop also there. Together. Probably already gonna get a copyright strike for that. Fuck you, Babylon. Okay, next we are introduced with a kick that is not actually from the 909 kick, but I loaded up a 909 kit in Maschine right here, and I just replaced the kick with another one. I browsed through the kicks until I found one. If you want to get a Maschine, by the way, getting a little bit horny on it, click that affiliate link in the description below. Okay, so just to let you hear just what it is, it's the straight 4 to the floor kick. It goes like this. There's 2 or 3 different hi-hat patterns in the whole song, but the most prevalent one is the open hi-hat on the upbeat. Already here, you have a very classic 90s house, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't take very much more than that. A song could be running like this throughout the whole song, and it could be a finished track. But of course, we have to add some flavor to it. Let's add a fucking crash in the beginning of this bar. Okay, that's pretty much it for the. Usually, this is the most part of the drums. We actually have on some segments. Let me show you that in order. Let's just do the drums first, because later on in the song comes some snares building up into the chorus, and throughout the chorus we have some dubbed snares beneath it too to add some more power to it, you know what I'm saying? Layered in the background. Then there's also in the chorus there's also some claps, which really slap you in the face more than the layered snare does. Okay, and then another iconic sound in here. Of course, it has to be main charactered by the M1 piano. Again, the M1 piano, the same sound that is used in Drake's song that we're gonna look at in a sec. Sounds like complete trash on its own, but it kind of works in the song. Finally, in the chorus, we get some sub bass. I used the Massive X for this one. I just I picked one of the sounds. I think I got this one from the Our House expansion and tweaked it just a little bit. Not identical, and let me tell you also, this song was probably not produced and mixed in a half an hour, you know what I'm saying? So the mix is shit compared to the original version, and all the sounds are not identical. I just tried to pick something close enough, but we have a nice little bass there that takes care of the bottom part of the spectrum, you know what I'm saying? Also, that one has been dubbed with another bass that has, I put some high pass filter on it and a little bit of meta verb to get it to sound a little bit wider. And this is a pulse width modulation, some preset with pulse width modulation that I fucked around with a little bit. And there you have it. At any given time, with all the sounds playing at the same time, it will sound something like this. Wait, one more last thing. They just took big chunks out of Big Freedia's song Explode, sprinkled out throughout the whole song. Things like... Okay, all right. So that has just been time stretched to fit the tempo pretty much. And then let's have a look-see at Drake's song. I don't remember at the moment what is Drake's song called, but this one has a little bit more inventive when it comes to the sound design. It's not the typical 909. It's let's go through them one by one. First, of course, we have the 4 to the floor kick, and the burst party management is 125. Take note. Alright, and then I found a snare that was sort of similar to it. What is nice about this snare, it has this muffled, soothing quality to it. So to recreate this, or to make something remotely similar to it, I took one kind of like clap rim shot type snare and another normal snare. I linked them together so they play at the same time, and I added, what did I do to it? Yeah, just some low pass filter on it, really. Then we also have on the upbeat open hi-hat and a shaker. It's pretty much the drums, but if you do listen carefully, there sounds like what is a drum break of sorts in the background with this little snare, ghost hits from a snare drill. I found something similar to it. Sounded like this. I just took 2 snares and repitched them to fit the rhythm of it, and added a bandpass filter to it. So we don't want to, it's too dominant, you know what I'm saying? In the song, it sounds like there's a bandpass filter on it, and together it sounds like this. In this one, actually, there's no groove on the whole track or nothing like that. There's no swing to it. It's just this snare, this drum break alone, these ghost hits in the background. account for the whole groove. They add the whole feel to it, to what is otherwise very stiff and straight. All right, let's take a look at what we have more. I had paid attention actually to this part and heard some vinyl noise in the background. It probably comes from the drum break sample too, and you could hear it sort of swelling up toward the end of every bar. When it loops, you could probably find some vinyl crackle anywhere in the world, but if you don't know where to look for it, there are some vinyl noises in my Lo-Fi Me My G kit. Small detail, beautiful quality. We're not even touching on the classic components of 90s house yet in here, except for, of course, the feel and the groove and the drum patterns of the whole shit. But you'll notice that it has this rumble to it. This rumble. Now, I found this sound in Massive X, also called Cellar Bonk. It sounds, originally, I probably messed around with some parameters, but we just want some rolling rumble, and this sound had to do it for me. I just picked something quickly, but then I added a low pass filter on it, even more high-end cutoff compressor to make up for it and bring out the rumble even more with pretty fast attack and release, and then a saturator to make it a little bit audible also. What I did also on the compressor here is I sidechained it against the kick in the drum pattern, and then we have this constant rolling rumble in the background. See, this here sidechain is it's maxed out, right? So it actually takes a while for it to surface back again every time the kick hits, which gives it this rumble quality to it, I think. And then we have the star of the show, of course, the M1 piano. Actually quite beautiful, melancholic feel to this. And what's interesting about this pattern is that it has the classic dotted rhythm to it. So it's da 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 da. But pay attention here. Sometimes it resets, right? It keeps the same rhythm, but starts on the 1 again. This one just keeps going. It has the dotted flow, the dotted rhythm all the way throughout. It just keeps going and going, and it doesn't actually reset until bar 7 and 8, and there it does it noticeably. Right? And then we have this little detail, which I think is actually not the M1 organ, because the M1 organ it plays 2 notes, and it doesn't sound like the sound they used or sample or whatever, the keyboard note that runs all the time is actually the M1 organ, but it was similar enough in characteristics to emulate that sound. Just these little stabs there, some reverb on it, cymbal, and a beat delay. The short feedback. The feedback makes it end before it gets triggered again. Another thing about the piano, I just played it in without quantizing. It sounds like it is not as dead stiff as the Beyoncé song. The Drake song is a little bit more sloppy when it comes to the piano. I don't think it is quantized like that. And then there's this vocal sample that sounds like Billy Paul's character of vocal timbre that goes like or something. I don't know. I just grabbed a vocal sample that it sounds nothing like it. We put some replica on it just to get the timing right. I set it to milliseconds and tuned it in like that. Really, pretty much that's pretty much every element that is in the song. Almost. There's a couple of parts where they low pass certain elements, but that's about it, really. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. If you do, subscribe, ring the notification bell, smash that like, and go to my website, download some sample packs while you're at it if you enjoy music, and if you're curious about what this fucking little box right there is, it is the Native Instruments Maschine, and you can both buy it with the affiliate link in the description, and if you want to get really into it, I suggest you check out Maschine Noobs Mastery School on the website as well. Join us in the Discord for some weekly sample flip challenges. All of the good fun stuff is happening right about around there. Okay, bye-bye.